There it is, there's a property there behind me. Number 2, that's where Bob and Ivy Woods lived when they took ownership of young Michael, and at the age of 6, due to the horrendous beatings and sexual abuse that this poor lad was enduring, he ran away. Now, he ran away in the middle of the winter, only in his little vest and his pants, to a nearby town called Radlett. And I'm going to sort of do that journey now, to sort of get some sort of idea of the distance that this poor little 6-year-old kid ran out of fear, really. So bear with me and there'll be another video. Number 2 Gravelly Avenue, Boreham Wood, on the outskirts of London, and we're gonna reconstruct this journey as best I can. I'm just assuming that Michael took the quickest route, which is a route I'm going to take. I'm fairly familiar with this part of London. And Michael ran away because of the abuse. He was fearful of getting a beating because he hadn't pleased a male client. So Ivy Woods had arranged for, I think, someone who had to call Grandad to come round, an old man. And Michael hadn't, at the age of 6, sexually pleased this guy at the bequest of Ivy Woods. So Ivy beat him and then threatened him with a beating off Bob when he came back from his work, which was at a local factory. And Michael was fearful, he knew what he was going to endure, so he ran off out of fear after just being raped by an old man and beaten by a woman who was being paid by, we're trying to work out which local authority it is. Lambeth are actually refusing to take liability, but from what we can gather, that it was all paid for by Lambeth. So she was being paid to look after this boy, and that's the last thing she did. All she did was pimp him out. She was in fact a madam of a child brothel, really. And Michael wasn't the only kid there. There were others, and it happened to others. And it was a very lucrative business for them. As well as getting their wage, they were getting money from pimping out these children. And Michael's story is not alone. I spoke to many people. This was endemic, and back then the police did have dedicated vice units to deal with it. Now they've got nothing. You know, a lot of these specialist units have shut down. There's hardly any police about. So really, if we think the problem's going to go away, it's not. So we're coming down now from, so we've travelled, I've not actually put the mileometer on there, it's about a mile already. Michael in his interview said it wasn't very far. I'll tell you now, it is far. Right, just there is Boreham Wood train station. It's on the same line. It runs out of King's Cross, and it runs all the way sort of up the east coast of the UK. And Michael, what he says in his interview is that when he gets to Radlett, due to his clothing, his age, Theobald Street this is, clothing his age, the freezing temperatures, you know, the inclement weather, a well-meaning milkman picks him up and takes him back to Boreham Wood, back to where we've come from, to the police station, where he tells the police that he's being hurt. Now, what you've got to remember is that children can't articulate at that age. They don't know the right words for what's happening to them, especially for body parts and things like that, so they can't describe their abuse. But what he did say was that he was being hurt, and the police's response to that, bear in mind the circumstances around this boy being picked up, not one bit of common sense was used, and they returned him back to the family. They didn't speak to the family in any way. They didn't think about any care orders, which were, you know, the legislation was still in place back then. They put him back with the suggestion that he be disciplined. You know, it's just totally and utterly defies belief. Where is the love? Where is the compassion? And Michael is terminally ill now, and 63 years, he's